Yes, and I refuse to repeat myself multiple times. I didn't expect a big crowd tonight, but I want give me like 10 minutes before we start, going off a deep end. But yeah, you want me to clean the bathroom? I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I know.
I have stuff to talk about. July 3rd is like a terrible day. It's like the third.
Oh yes.
Oh yes, in recent history, two of my July 3rds are videos in their own right that I gotta make. But yeah, all right. So where are we? Okay. Let's see here, and buddy. I don't know, man. This is just. Oh my God, buddy. Okay, well, at least someone who pays attention is here. So
very nice.
I'll be in a minute. I don't know. We're okay beer wise, and you won't.
You might need one more.
Excuse me.
So, all right, the big thing.
Now, first, she wants to know how you are. That's not a big thing yet. We've only got 2 people watching. Let's wait for someone more important to come along. This is the pre-warm up with talk to Cassandra right nonsense.
We're doing the same. It's neither better nor worse. Maybe slightly worse.
No, because you're blowing through. Because even what's his name? Dev Pike had asked, "Well, how's your brother afford?" He doesn't. You're blowing through your savings, basically.
My savings are going down, but we're still existing as we've been existing. We're here
for now.
Exactly.
Well, I want to talk about my payouts potential. I want to talk about what happened past July 3rd of 18 and July 3rd of 22, and now July 3rd of 25. It's like July 3rd is a very bad day in my life.
There's some sort of force that wants to be miserable.
Exactly. We'll get to that in a minute. We also should talk about the payouts. Yes. Good evening, Doggo. Yes.
All right, we got us some Doggo.
Thank you. See, Cassandra gets it. Don't jump into things. Wait for important people to show up.
No, just like this. The way this goes, it usually takes 45 minutes to an hour before we have about a dozen people.
We don't wait that long.
But then again, you know how he gets. It's like, oh, hello you. Let me repeat. I don't want to repeat.
I don't want to do it.
All right, I guess it's got to. Cass is right. We got to let this thing build a bit. Let's get to like 8 or 9 viewers.
No, fuck that. Let's get to like a 20-minute mark, and then we'll start dumping whoever's here or not. Because I don't like repeating myself 10 times, but. Like you said, so we'll find a happy medium because I'm not going to wait for a dozen people. I don't care. Look, I like to get a feel for things. If there's only going to be 3 people here, so be it. But at the 20-minute mark, if there's only 3 people, that's all there's ever going to be. I hate when I start explaining something, then, oh, shit, someone just popped in. 10 minutes later, I repeat the same fucking thing. That is what I hate. So, if people come like 3 hours from now, fuck them. I'm talking about within the next 15 minutes or so. How's that sound? The only celebrity here is Doggo. He streams now. He's got a big following.
Yeah, are you going to do a 4th of July stream, Doggo?
I had a great name for a 4th of July stream if I get around to it tomorrow. But I was supposed to clean a bathroom that hasn't been cleaned. But my brother assures me once I clean all the bathrooms, I'll feel better about myself.
Exactly. All his anxieties will go away. Let's see, lives out in Hollywood where all the celebrities are. What is he talking about?
His people run Hollywood and the porn industry.
And the banking industry.
And the banking industry.
And a lot of industries.
A lot of industries. My God.
They changed immigration laws to bring all these brown people here, which are now staunchly anti-Semitic. So nice.
You hear all this stuff about anti-Semitism on like college campuses. Yeah, I don't think these are all skinheads or neo-Nazis. No, these are brown people who have no love for kikes either. Funny. Kind of funny. Yes. The Jews, one thing they lack, they're fairly intelligent, but they seem to lack self-reflection, introspection, like they're not, never again. Why do you think it keeps repeating itself? Why does history keep repeating itself? This isn't coincidence. Oh, we didn't come here to talk about. Well, what's this shit? Yeah, I want to talk about. I'll give it a few more minutes. If no one shows up, I'll start talking about what I want to talk about. In the meantime, how's everybody else? Doggo has no plans because he's not patriotic.
Oh, I see.
Cassandra has no plans because she's not patriotic.
It's damn shame.
I want you to be patriotic. Pay your taxes for my. Give me that. So we're going to talk about it. What is this crap? By the way, on a side note, what is this crap in the chat? I've seen other people's chats too. Notice how next to Cassandra's name, there's a crown and a number 1. What does that mean? What does crown number? I don't understand these. I didn't set that. I've noticed in other people's chats recently.
Well, maybe she was the first one here, she gets a crown for being the first person. I have
it's
no
very
idea.
distracting. Like, why is there a crown there? I didn't put that there.
I guess she was the first one who joined the stream.
Top fans #1.
Oh, she's the #1 fan.
How does it determine
Wait,
she's the number?
go back to that.
How does it determine she's the #1 fan?
She has 75 experience points. I don't know how she got those points. What's going on?
Yeah, let's talk before we talk about what I want to talk about. Can someone explain the crown and what makes Cassandra my top fan with 75 XP? And why isn't, like, say, Doggo a fan or not a fan? Or how's this
How
work?
come there's no #2 or 3? How come there's only 1? I guess you have to choose.
Now, XP doesn't mean Windows XP. It means what?
It usually stands for experience points in computer games and stuff. This could mean something else.
No, it's just in general. It looks kind of annoying. Like
it's like they're trying to say something. Like it's a part of the name.
And if she's my #1 fan, who's my #2 fan? Or is she just the #1 fan here now? And is Doggo not a fan at all? He doesn't get a crown or what?
I don't know.
Well, you haven't sent me any gifts. That's for damn sure. None of you have. I gotta set up my Give Me That links.
Well, her advice is gifts.
Gifts is a physical object. I'm very much a materialist. We are living in a material world, and I am a material girl. Yes, you know that we are. Okay. I agree. What the fuck is he doing not to send enough messages? And where do you go? All right.
Doggo's gone.
Yeah. Well, talking for a good few minutes. The 10-minute mark, I start talking about what I want to talk about.
12:30.
Yeah, fine. Yes. No, it's 10:30.
12 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a decent amount of time.
Yeah, you're here, but you're not really here, you piece of shit.
You're here, but you're not present.
You're not present.
Come on, Doggo. Let us in.
Yeah.
What's going on with you? How's everything?
In a few minutes, I want to talk about why July 3rd is always a bad day for me, and this, also the payout thing. Okay. Now, a couple of things. I actually went on Discord today, something I don't do too often, and I was looking through in that server, my server. There was someone named Lucky, so I sent them a friend request. So I had no idea who they were. Was that you, Aiden? This was like months ago. Someone named Lucky was chatting in the coffee house, OC's coffee house. I had no idea who Lucky was or how they got into that server. I guess someone else invited them, but I sent Lucky a friend request. Aiden, are you Lucky? Was that you? Oh, wow. How the hell is Aiden #2? I haven't seen Aiden in months. Dude, Aiden hasn't been here in months, but he's #2, and Doggo's nothing. Wow, fascinating. Yeah. How does it determine who's who here? That's what I thought. I thought it was you. So I sent you a friend request because I don't recall inviting you to that server. I guess someone else did. But that's cool. It's good to be friends with you now in Discord. I'm like, who? I'm like, So I had to think. I'm like, well, I see Mebanks, I see Cassandra, I see Thule. Who am I not friends with that I should have been? Oh, Aiden. Is that Aiden? So yeah, Lucky, he called himself in Discord. Okay. No, you put your name was Lucky on Discord. I wasn't sure it was you. I just said I just had a feeling. I'm like, who else could this be? So yeah. Okay.
Very nice.
Now, I understand these crowns.
You have to look it up.
How is Aiden, who hasn't been here in God knows when, how is he #2? We're happy to have him as #2, but wow.
I think he was the second person who joined the stream, is what I'm guessing.
That's what that means, even though he was like, the third to talk.
Correct.
It goes by who joined, so the first person here was...
That's what I'm guessing. Just open up a tab or some other time.
We'll look it up next year. After we end the stream, we'll look it up. Okay, maybe it's not about who's the biggest fan. It's about who was here first and second. And, whatever. Yeah, that's what he just... Yeah, okay. Today's activity. Okay.
Yes.
Well, Aiden sure is a #2. Anyway, I want to talk. Okay, a couple things. I always say, I think enough people are here now. You want to wait another minute or two? Actually, should we get one more another beer, and then I'll get on to what I want to get on with. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you joined me, brother. Click, because this is like yesterday's beer, 3 days ago beer.
Down the drain.
Yeah, well, unless you want to drink it, it went flat. It's got blue flat.
I said down the drain.
All right, so I got 3. Hold on. I don't have to drink them all, but I figured we should each have 1.5, and whatever we don't finish, don't worry. If you gotta go to bed, out. Jesus Christ. Okay. What are these people talking about? Was that? Whenever I walk away, Brother Click seems to struggle to keep things together. How hard is it to fucking it's like.
And then when I do, oh, don't say that, don't ask them that, don't do that. So,
yeah, in other words, whether you talk or don't talk, I don't seem to know what to do. You see, this is why when people say, why doesn't Brother Click get his own channel? I don't think you'd want to do this on your own. Would you? If you weren't here and I wasn't behind the stream, would you want to stream? Maybe you would. Would you want to stream on your own and say, hi?
I got nothing to fucking talk about. Multiple people want to kill you. Bizarre fucking experience.
Charge this up. Okay. Before I continue, where did King Aiden go? You can't just pop in and disappear like that. I wanted a hello. I wanted a, happy 4th from up north or some shit like that. I wanted something from Aiden because I feel like he doesn't love me anymore and my feelings were hurt because he was when it comes to schizophrenic Canadians, he was always one of my favorites. I mean, you got him and Katie Lang, and so I wanted a hello. Yeah, happy 4th from up north. That would be a nice neighborhood.
Yes.
Fate must have a reason. Why else endure the season? Now, tomorrow you got to work, but it's okay because he'll get time and a half because it's a holiday. And he'll also get, in addition to that, he'll get 4 hours just for being a part-time employee. Why do I keep knocking this shit down? So he gets more pay tomorrow because it's a holiday. And on top of everything else, he'll get 4 extra hours pay just for the week because it's a holiday week.
Yes.
No, he's not off tomorrow. No. Wait, who are you talking about? Whose message where? King Aiden said something snarky. What message was that?
Yeah, we were drinking before the stream, so we're a little, tipsy.
No, she's not talking about us. What did Aiden say? I don't feel like going through his comments. And I'm not scrolling up.
What I'm saying is we can't really follow things.
No, she's complaining about it. Apparently, we all seem to agree Aiden's been a bit obnoxious lately. We don't know why. We don't know why he's being, No, because if he does that, he won't get the holiday pay, and he'll forfeit the bonus 4 hours. So it's actually incentive to work tomorrow.
I probably shouldn't be here right now. I should be in bed. Okay, well, I got to get there on time.
Now, let's talk about what did I want to say. Well, first, I want to do my videos. Let me explain to you what happened. July 3rd, 2018, I was assaulted and strangled in a liquor store. I couldn't breathe. This is at broad daylight, morning hours. The assailant was a former coworker from one of these grocery stores who I didn't know that well. He was the bread guy. He would come in like early in the morning, and I was sort of joking around with him, and the conversation was lagging. I will tell this story, but this happened on July 3rd of 2018. Jump ahead to 2022, 18, 19, 20, 22. So 4 years later, I was working at the department store, and I banged up my finger. That was on July 3rd of 22. So in July 3rd, 18, I was assaulted and strangled, couldn't breathe. July 3rd, 22, I bashed my finger. I'm almost like, wow. And now this July 3rd, what happens is the big, beautiful fucking bill, which is the most anti-neat bill I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's it. So,
July 3rd's a bad day for this guy.
I mean, yeah. And I used to say, like, when people say, what's your favorite holiday? I used to think the 4th of July because it's warm, summer weather, beer and shorts and hot dogs and hamburgers. I was Christmas, bah humbug, Thanksgiving. My mother was a good cook, but the weather's cold. I remember even Easter. My favorite holiday was always 4th of July because it was summertime and warm and beer. And now it's like July 3rd is like a very, very bad day. I was strangled in 2018. I bashed up my finger in 2022. And then I think my ability to neat's being taken away before I get a chance to do it. But now I'm thinking the best course of action is if I can get an under the table job, apply for SSI and SSDI. SSDI is better, but will take longer. If I can get approved for SSI, even though it's cheaper and shittier and you have those income requirements, 1,900. If I get an SSI while awaiting SSDI, I'm starting to think the time is nigh. Because it turns out that the bill was structured in such a way that the effects won't be felt for another 2 years after the midterm elections in 2020. Actually, next year, 2020. Well, a year and a half. So November of 26, when we have the midterm House and Senate elections, midterm congressional elections. So no one's going to feel the benefits until then, because they're saying a lot of like hillbillies will be fucked up by this bill, and they realize how much they got fucked, like the rich fucking over the poor. But apparently we still got a year and a half before like the effects, the things take effect. So yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I got to, okay. I talk about my strangulation, my busted finger, and now this bill, and everyone's just like, "Rrr." Yeah, the bill is fuck. Yes, agreed. But there's one thing I got to do first before I can apply for. The reason I held off. Remember, I did try to apply for SSI, SSDI back in October, and the lawyer said we'll handle everything. We'll just take a contingency, and then like I got a thing from Social Security saying we need all these paycheck stubs. And I'm like, what? And this is when I was working at the furniture store and the grocery store. I'm like, I can't gather all that. The reason to have a lawyer in the first place is they take care of this shit. So I withdrew. But there's one thing I got to do, because SSI is based on assets. SSDI is based on work history. And I'm 43. I've been working since I was a teenager. I should have the work history, but it might take longer to SSDIs over SSI. SSI has all the work restrictions, and SSI is going to carry my assets. I need to hold off till sometime, hopefully this month or early August. What is happening, buddy? Just like I bashed up my finger on July 3rd, 2022, and it took like 3 fucking years to get a pad. I got like 2,700 over. I got a couple thousand for it. That auto parts bullshit.
Yeah, they went in his favor, and he's going to get a payout. I believe it's 12,500 or something like that.
Why don't we do the math? So I told you. Yeah, first of all, yeah, Todd was able to live with his parents. I'm not knocking him. I would have done the same thing, but he makes it sound like he got it overnight. No, he according to his own story, I'm not going to go through timelines, but basically he was living with his parents for several years before he got any neat bucks. Yeah. Okay. Before he moved into, the condo over there, or the right. So yeah, and that's the thing. I can't afford to just live with, my brother can't afford to pay the rent here. It's like if he had a great job, I can say, okay, you pay all the bills and I'll just, live off you for 2 years till I get approved for neat bucks. So I don't have that luxury, but yes. And I don't know if it'll affect Todd or not. It's iffy because he has Social Security. I guess they'll recognize him as officially disabled, although they say that Medicaid and food stamps are going to be put under the monitor. Todd's lucky he's in New York and not like Alabama or something, but it might affect him. Yes. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the payout from that, the behemoth wanted to break my jaw. I've told these stories. You can go back and watch them. Let's see here. So I called like a dozen lawyers, and like some of them said no. Some didn't call me back. One said, if you pay me a couple $1,000s, I'll write a nasty letter and hopefully we can get something for it. Only one lawyer agreed to take my case on contingency. So it was like the 13th lawyer. I was about to give up. The 13th lawyer said, I'll take it on contingency. And the 13th lawyer, the lady who took it wasn't the main lawyer. She was a partner, and she's no longer with the firm. I don't know what happened to her. They wouldn't tell me. So the main lawyer guy had to take it over. And I asked him, I said, be honest, would you have taken this case, had I spoken to you instead of your former associate? And he was all like, oh, yeah, I think I would have. And I read between the lines. I'm a Spurg, I'm bad at it. But I got the impression, man, why am I dealt with it? Why? Because he even asked me, did you have attendance issues? And I said, no, asshole. That was their excuse after the fact. HR said it was attendance issues. I was officially fired for stopping for an iced tea. They couldn't get their story straight, asshole. Oh, he tried to play that guilt game. Like, you're supposed to be on my side, asshole. So, he himself probably wouldn't have taken the case had, I got lucky. Some lawyer who they probably got rid of because she was taking cases they didn't like agreed to take the case. And after some back and forth, we've reached a settlement, which I'd like to share with you. But hold on. That's great. Because I was strangled on July 3rd, and 18, bashed up my finger at the department store July 3rd, 22. So it's been a very disabling month for me. July 3rd. Oh, Christ. The day that now the big, beautiful bill passes. Am I repeating myself again for these idiots?
Yes.
I wanted to talk about... Don't. I was going to talk about something. I can't remember. Don't remind me. Let them say. What was I talking about? Jesus Christ. These people are assholes. I want to share my life with these people. They claim it's so interesting to see aspects of your mundane life, but it's not. It's bullshit. They're lying, Nice. So the magic number, it was back and forth. Like I think my lawyer asked for 80. They only offered 10. It was a back and he went down to 40. They only offered 20. It was a back and forth bullshit. And he told me, the lawyer said, if they don't agree to a settlement, then the next step would be to go to litigation, go into a courtroom. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go to phase 2. So we better hope they, they and he said, and this is all in contingency, because remember, I couldn't afford this. They said, if I can't call their bluff, we'll just go our separate ways. I'll take my loss. If they want to litigate, fucking, I'm not doing that. You're on your own. So out of 13 lawyers, only this one took the case, and the lady who took the case is no longer with them. And this law firm itself probably wouldn't have taken the case had I not gotten lucky. But anyway. And thank you, Rafterman, for keeping things on topic. I'm about to time out Cassandra and Thule. I'm in the middle of something important here. What the fuck are they talking about?
The weather out west, I guess.
Wait, how come Thule's number 2 now instead of Aiden? I don't understand.
I guess he was number 3. Now Aiden's gone.
Oh, so he moves up to number 2?
Apparently.
That means even though Doggo was the first to say hi, he was like the 5th or 6th person here?
Yes. How come there's no 3 or 4? It just gives us 2? Like, come on.
Okay, so where was I? Yes. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. No, I was talking about my settlement and how I had to call 13 lawyers. Most said no or didn't call or get back to me. One said if I pay them, they'll do it. This was the only one to work on contingency, and the lady who agreed to it is no longer with the firm. But anyway, after back and forth, the magic number was 25,000. But here's the problem. Before we get excited, at 25,000, it's a very steep contingency. They get 45%. Where's the percentage key? There it is. So the lawyer gets 45%. And nothing I can do about that. They're the only ones who would take it. Unless I want to pay out of pocket. I had 12 lawyers reject me. So this is a 45-55. I said, fine, something's better than nothing. So they get 45% of that. I get to keep 55%. So let's do the math, shall we? I get 55%. And it's all because of contingency. You don't pay unless they win. And let's see here. Let's see here. So 25,000 times 0.45. So the lawyer is getting 11,250. Let's do that. Well, again, I don't repeat myself and leave it to Penny fucking Pounder to come in like 5 minutes after I start. We're talking about that to some extent. So let's hold off on the big, beautiful bill and why July 3rd is always a disaster for me. But anyway, so the lawyer gets his 11,250, which is a lot of money, but fuck, I wouldn't be able to afford this otherwise. The only ones who would take the case. So that means I get 55% of the 25,000, which is, do this times 0.55. So I'm getting 13,750. Okay. And so the point is, I have to wait for this check to come in.
It's 2 checks.
Well, that's right. It's actually going to be cut in half. One check is like W-2, as if it were back earnings that I was denied. The other check is for damages. It's a 1099-C. So it's 2 checks. The point is, my total cut is $13,750. Okay. Explain all that, and we can. You're really fucking up my train of thought here.
Well, no. So he doesn't get one lump sum. He gets 2. One is back wages. One is something else.
The damages, emotional distress, right?
Yeah. So we're waiting.
Unlawful firing or something. Yeah.
So we're waiting for these 2 checks to arrive in the mail.
So I can't apply for SSI. I get SSDI, yes. Maybe I should apply for SSDI now and like a month apply for SSI because I think SSI is easier to get, but it has income requirements. They're going to say, well, how are you applying for SSI if you got 13 grand in the bank? You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like, yeah, it's. No, I can't because I got to pay a bunch of credit card debt, including I bought the 3,500 for that Sebring. I never fully paid off that credit card bill. Another one for when I got car work done on the one before. Other bills for all the vape and beer. I got to pay off some credit card debt, and I'm going to give him some money because of he's been paying the rent for the past several months. You know what I mean? How much? If we only use that for rent, that would only be like 4 and change months.
Yeah.
So no, but Rafterman has no concept of money. He doesn't even know the minimum wages. It's like, so he's you know. Yes, but see, people don't fuck with him because he's seen as a harmless man-child, and people don't fuck with the tall guys. They fuck with like average size weirdos.
They don't fuck with me, but they don't praise me or give me.
Oh no,
shit.
you're not getting praised. You're a man, Lip. You're not. You're seen as harmless.
Yes. A background, an NPC for all you out there.
I give him an IOU. I'll never pay him back again. Rafterman is not who I would take financial advice from.
No.
Rafterman, I love you, but I mean, come on, man. Yeah, I remember we saw minimum wage one time, and he had like no concept of minimum. It's like, wow.
Yes.
Well, no one's gonna say congratulations. Now, they told me I got this call like last week, and today's the 4th. It's gonna be 4th of July. You're right. So I don't expect to see this money immediately, but they have within 30 days. So I'm hoping within the next week or two I get, because I need this money. How come Penny Pounder is number 2 now? What happened to Thule? How does it determine who gets what crown? Did Thule leave? So Thule left. So this makes no sense. And Thule, who the hell is Gabalon 805? This is weird. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess the name you present with, this Cthulhu Sloth, is different than your actual page name, which is Gabe Leon 805. Is that your name, Gabe? Gabriel Leon 805. Well, Gabe, you're number 3 apparently. No, Penny Pounder's number 2. Yeah, it's like I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it either, Gabe. It's weird. Also, why did Aiden always have double A in his name? It's this rating thing is distracting. Okay, so I need this money because I got to pay shit off. So I need my $13,750. I don't know what's coming in. I'm going to pay taxes on it, of course, but that's going to be income for SSI. So we apply for SSDI, and then this money is both a blessing and a curse. I need to come in. Yes. I don't have a job now. I can like get SSI afterwards. Yeah. I didn't mean to dox you, but I think, Gabriel, first of all, you chose that for your own name. And number 2, I think if we were to go to your page, we would see that. What the hell is it? See, I recognize that number 134. I don't know who number 2 is here. And there's top fans. So Kasood is number 1. Gabe Leon 805 is number 3. And King Hayden is number 4. Who's number 2? Yeah, you chose to call yourself Gabe Leon. Gabe Leon?
Oh. Gabellion.
Yes.
Gabellion.
Gabriel Leon Sanchez. Anyway, I thought I'd get congratulations, OC. I think here's what you should do with the money, and then you should apply immediately once you pay. I gotta say, if I pay it off on credit card debt, or if I give you half of it, when can I apply for SSI? Yeah. Yeah, these rating things are annoying me. I don't like them either. The Penny Pounders are number 2, but he doesn't come on the list of number 2. Probably because he blocked me somehow. He's quasi-blocked. Hey, I'm to put him in timeout then. Yeah, it's like a. And why is that funny? Isn't that what you call yourself?
Was it Kasude? Kasudi? I don't know how to pronounce that name. Soon what?
I'm here to talk about. Anyway, the time is nigh, I feel, to apply. No, it's Kasud and Cthulhu. Cthulhu's law.
Kasude.
No, Kasud. Kasud. All right, let's do this. I think number one fan needs a 5-minute timeout.
All right.
Just some humility. Or 1 minute. Okay, let's put her on a 1-minute timeout. She needs some humility. I don't block anybody. Now it's funny because sometimes I'll see your comments directly to me, but I don't see your responses. So I don't know what you did or what the algorithm thinks. Yeah,
That's a timeout.
that's Penny Banner just timeout.
Oh yes.
You got it. Hey, Brother Click's order is not mine. For how long?
Oof.
Fünf. That means 10 in German, right?
No, that means 5.
5. I'm just kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Good. All right. Now, no one's banned. They're just timed out. Okay. Now, so I'm getting my $13,750 hopefully in the coming weeks, which I need to use to pay off credit card debt and put towards at least 2 months of rent. And then we got to get the fuck out of this house, but I want to be on. It's like I've been thinking about it for years. Why don't I just fucking apply again? I tried back in October. It was a disaster. Fuck a lawyer. I'll just do it myself, see what I can do if I need a lawyer afterwards. But we got to, Yes. Do you feel left out, Thule?
Uh-oh. Thule might get the 20.
Thule might get
Get 20.
Wow. Does Gabriel need go in the corner and look at the wall and think about what he's done? No, I'm trying to talk about monies, and this big beautiful bill fucking sucks. It's tax the poor to give to the rich. It's bullshit. And they keep saying on TV, oh, it strengthens Medicaid. It makes sure the people who really need it get it. Well, who are the people who need it? I need it. I was telling my shrink, it's not that I didn't want to work. I'm a lazy bum. It's every job I've had, they try to fucking force me out, get me arrested. I've had people try to kill me. It's like there's no joke. They'll just say, oh, you're able-bodied, which is why all the more reason why I need Social Security I have my diagnosis. I need them to deem me disabled. Yeah, this is like they're going to say, oh, these kids sitting at home. I'm sure there are plenty of niggers. I don't blame the niggers, but there are plenty of niggers in the projects who probably could work but aren't. And there probably are some spoiled rich kids playing video games all day who got to with Obamacare, Affordable Health Care Act, the way it broadened it loosened the requirements, made it easier to get on Medicaid. I'm sure there are some people abusing the system, but this is going to be one big foul. They're going to say, "Yep, you could work. You're just choosing not to." And I told my shrink, if it's not like if I could have a good job, I wouldn't be thinking about the government dole because I have a bunch of shit jobs. Whether I have shit jobs. I'm gonna roll here. I'm trying to point. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. Why don't you kind of regurgitate? Because you also said
basically he needs it, but he could probably be viewed as someone who doesn't need it.
They're gonna say I'm a man child. When it's like, no, I don't live with my parents. I'm not playing video games all day. They're gonna say, well, you're able-bodied. And
we don't care about the attempts in your life. Just go work.
Yeah, you're not in a wheelchair, so you can work.
You're not missing a limb or fingers or something.
Right. I thought Rafterman actually made good money. He has his own. Your parents must be subsidizing you because you have a nice apartment and you claim that you just do contract work or you get 1099. You seem to have no concept of money, so I don't know what's going on with you, man.
And you don't pay the taxes quarterly. You just pay the exorbitant fee, and you have no problem paying that fee. So you're quite well off. And,
well, then you don't need it because you're doing better than I am. So yeah.
And Thule works in the meat department at a grocery store, so I guess he's fine.
Anyway,
tutors children or whatever the fuck he does.
That's if you're like us, that's a lot of money. That's
a decent amount.
Anyway, the point is, So yes, Rafterman, there's no concept of money or someone's subsidizing. It's not the point. The point is, I want the government to subsidize me, and they're going to say, "Yep, you're a man child. You're able." There's always food stamps. Like I was on food stamps temporarily.
Yeah.
I applied. I can try to apply again, and I got on it. And with the work restrictions, something like I forget what it was, but now they're saying like at 56 there are no work restrictions, but now they're going to raise it to 65. You're going to be able. It's like they're taking away or give me that.
With this bill, it's like, oh, you have to work X amount of hours, but if you work those hours, you're ineligible.
That's another thing, yeah, because I might get, people might get kicked off Medicaid if they work too much, but then they might get kicked off for not working at all. The whole thing is so fucked up. It's fucked up. But we're giving the rich a nice tax break. So
yes, we are. Bless their souls. I think Trump is messed in the head.
I was saying, had Trump been reelected in 2020, for the fact that Biden was elected in the first place is such a fucking joke. But had Trump been reelected, I don't think he would have been this crazy. I think, go ahead.
I think the election being stolen from him warped his mind. The 2 assassination attempts also shook him to the core. He's not what he once was. He's still kind of there, but he's too old. He's too shaken. He just can't really focus. And of course, he hates the blue states for taking his election from him, and all those people who, like my brother here, who benefit. Oh, they're going to get punished. They're going to get kicked off. That's kind of what he's thinking.
You work too much, you get nothing. You don't work enough, you get nothing. But Rafter Man can easily $200 is like nothing to him.
Yes.
So but now that sweet spot's gonna get harder. It might even disappear in some cases, depending. That's the point, man. The sweet spot is getting harder to attain with this big, beautiful bill. Don't you get it? No, you don't. You don't have much concept of anything, and you're still alive, functioning. So I guess you're doing okay for yourself. Now I was actually open. I had that one guy, Unwanted, who also called himself with Alex last name. I think I would say him right. Last name, man. He and I didn't quite get along on Dumb's streams, but he's left some comments about how he feels terrible. He can't get meat bucks. He's been denied. How autism fucks you up if they say it's not enough. I would love for him to come on. I'd love to talk with him. He doesn't want to show his face. It's okay. I'd love to talk with Unwanted about what's going on. Yeah, big guy. It's like, what has he applied for? What's his diagnosis? I believe he's in Minnesota, I think. Yeah, so I'd love for him to come on. But yes, he seems to leave.
Come on, Alex, last name.
He leaves comments after the fact. But invite. Yeah, this is a big, beautiful disaster.
Yes, this is. Oh, there he
Listen,
is. Wow.
Penny Pounder doesn't show up on my list, but Ghost of Penny Pounder does. Yeah, Penny Pounder, you did something with your damned account, you idiot. Penny Pounder's a moron. He was another one, I think, on what's his name on Dumb's channel who banned me. Or another idiot. Yeah, he was a fucking moron. I remember that's right. Yeah. These fools still don't get it. This is going to shift everything.
Oh, they don't even seem to care.
Wait, how is it was Aiden back to number 3? Like, I don't get this rating system. Yeah. Well, have I said what I want to say?
I guess I don't know.
I'm trying to.
So, anyone's thoughts or opinions?
No one seems to give a shit.
No, they don't.
What am I even talking about? None of these people care about my life stories. Why even tell us what's this?
The secret apartment.
Oh, I paid cash. It's like 50. This is for that screw I got today. This is just junk.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm talking about, Cassandra. You're about to get another timeout. Yeah, I don't care nothing.
You don't care none.
I should time everyone who's talking. Time everyone out for 10 minutes. See if anyone else is here who wants to talk. I'm tired of these people. Yeah.
No, don't do that.
They're more concerned with the rating system than they are with when I'm trying to build beautiful bills and my apply. It's like these people are a waste. There's no answers here. He's ready for bed. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm getting tired. But yeah, there's not a lot going on.
What talking about the rating system? No, I was talking about Social Security and Eat Bucks, and July 3rd is
Well,
cursed.
you mentioned that like what Ghost of Penny Pounder is 4 and Aiden is 3.
So I mentioned a little thing about the rating system. They have all these thoughts and opinions. I'm pouring my heart out, and I'm getting.
Yeah, come on, Cass.
I'm looking at a bunch of people who need to be timed out for 10 minutes. I got to restart you.
No, wait, don't go nuts. Don't go nuts. Let's give him a chance. Everyone, reflect on what's going on with him.
Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts.
No,
Absolutely. Everybody. Okay, so July 3rd of 18, I was strangled in public, not in a bar, but in a fucking liquor store, like 10 in the morning out. I got in with my night shift, and it's weirdo. It's going to be a video. 2022, I bashed my finger on one of those. I've done a video on this. And then July 3rd, 25, they passed this big, beautiful abortion.
Yes.
And these idiots are just that, fucking idiots. I'm waiting for a payout, which is a blessing and a curse. I think it's like the incentive now to apply for Social Security. Enough's enough already. What am I waiting for? But yeah, I need this money because it's like, yeah. And the Starlings are just that, bunch of useless nothings. Don't worry, we'll give another 15 minutes or so and just call it because it's like it's going to be a waste. It's going to be a royal waste of time, like everything else in my goddamn life. Wasting time on the internet, wasting time with people, wasting time. I feel like this bill is an abortion, as in a total abortion in the sense means a total disaster, a total, I'm talking about the big, beautiful bill. Starling's going to pay attention. All right, enough of the Starlings. I was going to time them out. I timed us out instead. I'll probably end this in a few minutes. But I'm glad, at least for on records, I got this out because July 3rd, a day that always, forever, every fucking year for years lives in infamy with me. Yeah, it all ties together. You can't even, like, my life's a Kafka novel. Like, you can't even, like, plan this shit out.
No.
Oh, shit, I'm supposed to my shrink tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I'm seeing him on the 4th of July, but at 2. That's all right.
Very nice.
Not really. Whew. And there's like really nothing. Like,
So
I'm glad I shared my thoughts. I wanted to share the stream.
Yes.
But it's like
you vented. You said you need to say.
No one has anything to like.
Unless these Starlings want to keep it going.
Yeah, they have nothing to offer. Wow, what a waste. I can see why people stop streaming. There's nothing to this anymore. It's gonna be like.
Yes. With apologies to Todd Thundercock.
I still would like for him to come on once in a blue moon. You know what I mean?
No, yes.
If not on my stream, someone's stream or stream once. Say, listen.
Once every 3 months.
Not even. Hey, not even. I'd say once every 6 to 8 months. I'd be fairly generous. Once or twice a year. Just come on and say, I'm still alive. I have nothing to talk about really, but it's good to see you. Have a nice reminisce. I don't see why you can't come on once in a blue moon, like twice a year. Just for an hour and say, hi, I'm alive. And you'll see me again another 6 or 8 months. Yeah.
He doesn't have to even go live. Just give us a video.
Yes. And Thule, I got to say, yeah, that's his most famous work, but he had much better. Some of his novels were brilliant. I read, I'm like, he must have been a Spurg or a proto Spurg or something, because he captured an essence of mentality of how people would be like in weird situations. Not that stupid Metamorphosis one. The Trial, America. Oh, The Castle. His novels were brilliant. Metamorphosis was meh. That's the one they make you read in school. But yeah.
I've never read any Kafka. Perhaps I should.
I was reading. I'm like, I have to think of some examples. It was years ago I read this. I'm like, holy shit! This like one time the main character, he thinks he's getting along with this lady and this girl. He thinks the girl might be his girlfriend. He's working in a hotel. He's getting along. He thinks everything's great. All of a sudden, some asshole shows up from his past, fucks him over, vomits all over the place, and then like the security guards in charge of the hotel accuses him, the character, of all this terrible stuff. And he looks at the old lady and the girl who he thought were his buddies or his allies, and they immediately start going with the authority figure, like, oh, they're gasping, as if they were just believing his accusations at face value. I'm like, that's part of the normie narrative. It was like, wow. Yeah. Does anyone want to talk for 10 minutes before I kill this, or are we done?
We'll see.
We'll
see.
I thought July 3rd. I thought people were more interested in my stories. I thought people were interested in like the settlement, what I should do with the money. Instead, I'm getting,
They just want a place to hang out.
I believe it was Seymour who put it best. His girlfriend's a prime offender. The Starlings just want their fucking feed, their slop to eat up. Yeah. I didn't say he did, but I think a lot of Spurgs can relate to his writing. I don't know whether he himself did, but the way his comprehension of the world, seems like a lot of Spurgs seem to get it. Do you think he was a Spurg? Why don't you come on and tell me? But if I don't apply for SSDI now, then do I have to get a job for the time? What am I supposed to do? Or should I use this, get this money, use it, and apply for SSI? It's like,
I guess. No takers.
Nope. No one wants to save this bullshit. And it shall not be saved.
I guess it must die.
It must die.